The city was drowning in darkness that night. A sudden power outage had swallowed every street in silence, leaving only a faint glow from a lonely streetlight in the park. That's where she stood, Novixy, holding a worn-out book close to her chest, her eyes trying to catch the last bit of light. Her hair danced in the cool wind, and for a moment, she looked like the last star in a sky that had forgotten how to shine. Kipaja walked by, his camera slung over his shoulder. He wasn't looking for beauty. He believed beauty always hid from him. But that night, he found it standing under a flickering lamp, lost in pages she could barely read. He stopped, hesitated, then stepped closer. "You'll hurt your eyes reading in the dark," he said gently, holding out his phone with the flashlight on. She looked up, and her soft smile cut through the night like sunrise. "Thank you. I just couldn't stop reading." That was the beginning. What started as a simple act of kindness turned into conversations, laughter, and a bond that felt as old as time. They began meeting often, first in that same park, then in little coffee shops, then in each other's hearts. Novixy loved painting sunsets. Kipaja loved capturing them with his camera. She created beauty, and he preserved it. Together, they built a world full of colors, dreams of a tiny home by the sea, 2 dogs, and endless sunsets. One evening, as the sky melted into gold, Novixy looked at him and asked softly, "Do you believe in forever, Kipaja?" He smiled, brushing a strand of hair from her face. "I don't just believe in it. I see it in your eyes." She laughed gently. "Don't say that, stars disappear too, you know." He pulled her closer, kissed her forehead, and whispered, "Not you. Never you." And for a while, it felt true. For a while, they were infinite. But destiny is cruel when it wants to be. Novixy was hiding something. A storm so fierce, it threatened everything they had. She smiled through the pain, painted sunsets with shaky hands, and told herself she had more time. But the truth was, her days were numbered. One evening, Kipaja found her by the river, tears falling like broken rainbows. He knelt beside her, his voice trembling. "Talk to me, Novixy. Please, what's wrong?" Her words came like shattered glass. "I don't have much time, Kipaja." The world froze. The river stopped flowing in his mind. The wind died, and his heart broke without a sound. "No, don't say that. There has to be a way. There's always a way." She pressed her fingers against his lips, silencing him. "Promise me one thing, don't let my story end when I do." That night, he took her to a hilltop where the stars burned brighter than ever. He wrapped his arms around her and whispered, "Look, Novixy, make a wish." She looked up with eyes glistening like glass, a fragile smile on her lips. "I wish you won't forget me when the stars forget to shine." Kipaja held her face in his hands and said, "If the stars forget to shine, I'll light up the sky myself. For you." And he meant it. Every word. But love doesn't always win against time. Days turned into weeks. Her laughter grew softer, her hands colder, but Kipaja stayed. He fought for every heartbeat, every smile, every second they had left. Until the day came. The day she didn't wake up. Her unfinished painting stood by the window, a sunset without a sun, a goodbye without words. Kipaja buried a piece of his soul that day. And when night fell, he climbed that hill and looked at the stars. They were shining, but not enough. He lit candles, hundreds of them, and whispered to the sky, "The stars didn't forget to shine, Novixy, but I'd still light them all for you." Years passed. People called him the man who talks to stars. They thought he was crazy, sitting on that same hill every night, talking to the sky, lighting candles that flickered like tiny constellations. But he wasn't crazy. He was keeping a promise. Because when you love someone that deeply, they never really leave. They become the stars that never fade. And Kipaja, he became the boy who loved forever.